Welcome everybody to another rebuild. Today we're rebuilding my favourite German team, Eintracht Frankfurt.
Eintracht, what does it mean?
I don't know.
English version of United.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I should have known. Isn't that weird? I've picked the same club basically for two different nations.
I think it's to do with when they first started off, they were more of a sports club.
Yeah.
Rather than a football club. A long time ago, they had to split away from that, but they were originally started off as a sports club.
Yeah, fair enough. So basically, I mean, they don't really need too much of a rebuild, but everybody keeps asking me to do one because they know it's my favourite German team.
Well, when you said it to me, I said, "Well, we've done them before." I couldn't believe we hadn't.
No,
because of it being your German team.
Yeah.
So,
obviously, they won the Europa League last year and have Champions League football in the first season. They have quite a good team as well, which we'll take a look at. Now, everybody always asks why they're my favourite team in Germany. The reason is, when I first started YouTube, they're the first save I ever did.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that we hadn't done them. When you said we're doing us, well, we've already done them, and you said no.
Yeah. So,
surprise, really.
I don't know whether that save is still online because I think I might have hidden them all because they're absolutely awful episodes of Football Manager that I didn't know lighting existed or anything like that, or sound. Was terrible.
Have a laugh. Go back and look at them.
No, please don't. I'm going to remove them straight away. But they are. That is the reason why I fell in love with the club. They had a really good team back then. Luka Jovic, they had Ante Rebic, some fantastic players. Some of them that are still here right now. So they got a good team now. Obviously, they are Europa League winners. I have made a sign-in. They don't get a lot of money at the start of the game. So only sign-in that I made here was Andre Franco from Porto, £3.4 million. I think he's just a really good centre attacking midfielder or centre midfield who
good
can
squad
play,
player.
On attack. And like you say, he plays in a number of different positions. And he's young, fairly cheap price as well. And I give him a good old number 73. Cool number, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the squad that they've got already, we'll take a look at some of the best players. Rando Kolomuani, who you've seen featured in the World Cup, and when he came on the World Cup final, changed the game for France.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
really did make a big difference. He come on for Giroud, I think, and made a big difference for France.
I must admit, I was surprised they took Giroud off because
I think he was injured or ill, something like that.
Oh yeah, he was. He wasn't feeling well before the game.
Yeah. So that was unfortunate. So yeah, this guy has just joined them recently. He's only been there on a free from Nantes this season. He's played 4 games for us and he scored 8 goals already. He's a fantastic player.
That's really hitting the ground running, isn't it?
Oh yeah. They've still got Mario Götze here. So he moved to the Netherlands with PSV and he's joined recently for £3.4 million. Of course, we've known him best for his time in Borussia Dortmund and FC Bayern. Now he is at this club. Jesper Lindstrom is a Danish attacking midfielder who I quite like as well, centre attacking midfielder. Some really good players though. Evan Ndika is quite a good centre back. If you're looking for a fantastic centre back, he is quite pacey, 6'4". He is very strong. And you can see there's a lot of names here which are quite well known in the Football Manager community just for being really good players that might not necessarily be world famous names. So I think that's what Frankfurt have done recently. They've built quite a good team, and that's obviously how they've managed to win the Europa League.
When I was looking through the history, I was looking through the managers as well to see if I recognised any of the managers. I was two surprises. One, I didn't recognise hardly any of the managers.
No, exactly the same.
And the other one, there was not one British manager there, neither.
Yeah.
Which is a surprise, because if you go through all the German sides, somewhere along the line, there's always a British person just drops in, even if it's Scottish or, or Welsh or something like that. But nope, nothing.
We've even got a Japanese centre attacking midfielder who's quite good, Daichi Kamada, who did a very, very good campaign in the Europa League last year. So let's take a look at my tactic then. What are we setting up with in my first season as Eintracht Frankfurt manager? We've gone for something a little bit crazy. I've got 2-3-2-2-1 formation, and this is basically me just trying to fit in as many of the good players in their positions that they want us to be played in. So I want Jesper Lindstrom to play that shadow striker role every single game. The rest, I'm happy for my assistant manager to just fill in who they think is the best position for that. Probably the reason why, because we're recording this a long time after I did this first season, because this is what we were going to do originally before Dad did his rebuild last week, which came out. This has been shelved, and then I've picked it back up again like 2 weeks later. So I don't really remember the reason why I put Jesper Lindstrom there. That's the reason why. He comes straight out of the squad, and I'd actually quite like him to play there. So still a really good team, but I want Jesper Lindstrom because he's the future, whereas Mario Götze is on the the edge of his career, same as Hasibi, who is, I think he's like 38 and he's still playing. Yeah, 38 and he's still really good. So that's the reason why. Now anyway, schedule-wise, how have we done? Well, we played the Bayern Munich side in the first game, which is... It's always going to be difficult.
Yeah.
We lost 2-0 at home, unfortunately. We did go through the cup, by the way. You always play DFB Pokal first round straight away. We then had the Super Cup at the Real Madrid game. We lost 3-0, but hey, again, that's absolutely fine.
I think it was 1960 that they played their Champions League. The only time they made it to into the final, yeah. And they lost 7-2, I think.
Yeah.
2 players scored all the Madrid goals. But do you know where they played that game?
No.
Hampden Park in Scotland.
Oh, really?
127,000. What a crowd that would have
Couldn't
been,
get that now, could you?
No.
Was it like Di Stefano and people like that who scored?
I couldn't remember who it was.
Probably Puskás, Di Stefano.
The headlines I was just reading were just 2 players that scored, and I just can't remember.
I think it was in Real Madrid's reign of 5 in a row, wasn't it? Right
Probably,
at the start. So it probably is Di Stefano who played a big part in that. But they beat us here today. No Di Stefano though.
No.
He wasn't registered. Unfortunately for this game for Real Madrid. They still won anyway. These are good results though. Hertha Berlin, who I now just hate because I did a Union Berlin save. So we beat them 4-1, and Muani scored 4.
Well, there you go. Then.
Really good result there, isn't it? Cologne, who we always say every time we do a Bundesliga save, Cologne are so good on this game.
Yeah.
Not today. 3-0. Great result there. Muani with another brace. Jesper Lindstrom. Then a 2-1 win against Werder Bremen. Again, away as well. Muani with a brace. Who wins it? Let's take a look at our Champions League group then, because it's not very often Eintracht Frankfurt get in the Champions League. We've been given 2 tough teams, and one team I really hate playing against, Atletico Madrid, and they're right here. And Olympiacos, who a lot of people have asking us to do in Greece. Maybe we'll get around to doing that at some point. Again, if you ever want suggestions, leave them in the comments, not the live chat of the Premier. If you are watching, hello by the way, but leave them in the comments, because that's where we go through. And me of Dad, because obviously now Dad is actually replying to people. I don't know if you've seen it. Dad's in the comments. It's non-stop.
Yeah. Any questions you want to ask me, I'll get round to them, I will answer them.
But that's where we pick up what clubs are being suggested the most, and then we write them down, and that's where we get our suggestions from. So these are the 4 teams in our Champions League group. Do you think we'll qualify from that?
No.
Okay, right then.
Europa League, I think, will be in there.
Okay, we'll simulate the first season and see how we get on. First season, it's a 9th place finish. I'm not happy about it either.
No.
Talking
about where they finished then, do you know the best position that Frankfurt's ever finished?
In the league?
Yeah.
Well, I know they've never
in the Bundesliga.
Never won the Bundesliga.
Never won the Bundesliga, no.
I'm going to suggest it's probably 3rd.
Yeah, it was, 5 times I think it was they finished it. Yeah.
They had a good run in a certain period where they were up there. They just never actually...
I think one of the years they only finished like 2 points beyond the winning team as well.
Yeah.
So they're there or thereabouts. So that's your challenge, mate. That's your challenge.
We'll
and try and get better than 3rd.
We'll see if we can do it. I mean, we're nowhere near at the minute.
That's bad.
Leipzig win it though with Wolfsburg 2nd. That's very rare that happens in the first season that Bayern doesn't win.
Yeah.
We do though win the Golden Boot. Muani 29 goals.
Nice.
Massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ahead of. I mean, it's like the afro got smaller and smaller, isn't it? Gnabry, Adeyemi into Muani there. Then we have Jesper Lindstrom with the highest average rating. So I was right in putting him there because he also got the most assists.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. I always find it really weird though when somebody wins average rating and they're nowhere near the player of the matches. I find that really strange. Maybe he's like 5th or something, but he's got the most assists. Muani's up there, joint 5th, so he's joint 10th. So he's got 4 man of the matches, which I'd expect to be a little bit more, to be fair, when he had the highest average rating and most assists in the league. But that's a bad season, Dad, in all accounts, because of course,
we're not even close, are we?
No, we just had Champions League football, 44 points. We're 2 off the Europa Conference League, but we are miles off finishing in the Champions League spots. Let's take a look at the competitions then. How do we do? Oh, I thought that was a runner-up of the cup but it's the Super Cup. We got through the Champions League group.
Hey, who did we knock out
It
then?
was Liverpool who knocked me out, 7-0 on aggregate. It was a close game.
7-0.
It was a close over 2 legs. It's really tight, really tight tie. Let's take a look at the group stage then. That must have been Athletic. I'd love it to be Atletico. It was. We knocked out Atletico.
Did we beat them on their pitch
points. Then? Let's see. So we won home games. We beat Olympiacos twice and Atletico Madrid once. We drew against Atletico Madrid away.
That's a good result.
Very good. And then we lost to Inter Milan both times.
Yeah.
10-1. We lost one of the games.
Oh dear. What happened there?
Jesus. Okay, we won't comment too much.
No, you don't deserve to go through with that, do you?
Let's take a look at the goals then. Let's take a look at statistics. Now, these 3 players are on loan at different clubs, so we can't even count them. So if we actually remove the clubs who are not here, remove the players, sorry, it doesn't look too great because it looks like we just pinned all of our hopes on Muani, and if Muani couldn't score, we weren't going to win the game.
No.
Because that is atrocious after Muani, really. Assist-wise, it's fantastic. Two players getting double figures, especially with Lindstrom getting 16, but that's not good enough.
No, you got to work on that. That tells you where we are in the league, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. So transfer-wise, how much money we got? 14 million. It's not a lot at all.
You got to find a young striker coming through by, you?
Well, I don't want to sell Muani. That's the one thing I don't want to do because he's our only hope at the minute. So we'll go forward, second season. Let's see what I bring in. Right then, so 3.1 million on the outs. We got 16.25 millions on the in. 2 of the players though were already here. One of them, Lucas Pellegrini. He was starting at left back on loan last season. We confirmed the deal because we got an option there, 5.75 million, and we actually part exchanged him with another player. But he played 26 games for us last season and he did quite well.
Yeah.
Didn't do that well, but he's good and he's young. We're going to put our trust in him for another year. And the other is a PSG player here, £6.5 million, centre midfielder / right midfielder. I've got a feeling that was already a deal that was done, and I don't think I actually completed it.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Again, it was about 2 weeks ago since I actually last touched this one. However, the signings I did make, I'm really pleased with. Yeah. So we've got Moussa Dembele on a free transfer from Lyon. We've got a bit of a French thing going on here, which I do find happens quite a lot in the Bundesliga. Leipzig exactly the same. They tend to pick up a lot of French players. Dortmund's been dabbling in the French pool of players as well recently.
There's a good pool of players coming through, isn't it?
I mean, there's so many.
With them, winning the World Cup, the last
previously
one.
getting the final of this one.
Yeah, so there's a good pool of them coming through at the moment.
I agree. So Moussa Dembele's in his prime now. He's 27, and we got him on a free transfer from Lyon. So I don't think we complain about that too much at all. Really good attributes as well in the places that you want them. I'm always looking at the acceleration, pace, off the ball, and finishing. If he's got good composure and anticipation, you know you're in for a good one. And he also has light speed. The offside trap is one of my favourites. So bringing him in on free transfer after he scored 17 goals in last season and 21 the season before that.
That's good then. So he is a good striker then.
Oh yes. So happy with that, and he's only on 60k wages, which is not too bad really, considering we got him on a free. But this one, I think Foot Manager fans can be really happy with. Datro Fofana. Do you recognise the name, Dad? I bet it rings a bell, but you can't pick why.
Yeah, I can't know.
Chelsea's just signed him.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Chelsea's just signed him in real life from Mulder for about £10 million. We signed him for less than that. But why I really like
Graham Potter thinks he's good. That's good enough for me.
They are going to be scary because at the minute they are just throwing money. And they're buying all of these youngsters. Nkunku, Datro Fofana.
I was speaking to one of your viewers earlier and he was just saying about the Chelsea not that good at the moment. And I said to him, the players that Chelsea are looking at the moment, you're going to be good if he gets what he wants.
Yeah, exactly. Because Graham Potter's no mug. Like the people are saying Potter out. I'm like, give him a chance. He hasn't had a transfer.
We were talking about it over the Christmas morning. This is a time for him to buy players that he can afford, that he wants.
Yeah.
Where he's at Brighton, he couldn't afford to buy these players.
No, that's it. He still did a good job.
And it'll be interesting to see who he does buy, and then what do they like then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the talks that they're getting Enzo Fernandez as well.
Yeah.
100 odd million. It's a lot of money, but my God, he's a good player. Yeah. So we'll see. But Datro Fofana anyway, he's Chelsea bound by the looks of it, but not in this universe. £3.9 million. He scored 7 goals in 12 games last year. But
he's already scored 5 for us.
He's got 5 for us in 3, so he's already 2 behind, and he's only played a quarter of the games. Played the match twice as well, very good average rating. Datro Fofana, welcome to the club. Now, I don't think that tactic really worked in our favour last season. I think it was just an experiment thing, trying to get everybody working. So, what have I done? I've gone for this, and this is super ultra attacking, but at the same time, from what I've seen, I think it might do well.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot of players up front here, but they're in support roles, so they will drop back. They're not going to be just doing the Ronaldo, well, if you can't get the ball up to me, I'm not going to come back and get it situation.
So you call it the Frankfurt 4-2-1-3. I want to call it the Kevin Keegan tactic.
Yeah.
Because I always do, don't I?
Yeah.
We'll score more than you.
Well, we'll try anyway. So we've only got one attacking mentality on the pitch, which is very rare for me to do that. I think we had 4 in the last one that we looked at, but a lot of support. And that's what I like about it. DLF dropping off, a complete forward dropping off, an advanced playmaker. And I haven't selected anybody because if I go best 11, it looks like this, and it looks quite good. Muani on one side, Fofana in the middle, Dembele on the left. We've got Mario Götze in behind. good midfield, and our defence is already quite there.
Your front line, I don't think you can argue with that.
No. That's our biggest strength.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of pace, a lot of good clinical finishes. That's what I'm hoping for us to do, is just score more goals than anybody else. And we've got people who can supply them with the ball. It started off really well because we beat this team 10-0, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to win the league.
Yeah.
But then we beat Heidenheim. We had a Bayern Munich game.
All right, you lost 4-2, but you've scored 2 against them.
That's it.
So, you've started getting a little bit better, haven't you?
Yeah, back to reality, but in the way it was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we know about Cologne. We always say it. We beat them again because they've even improved their side, because I can see the Blackburn striker there from Chile.
Yeah.
So we've done quite well there, I think. Now, obviously, we've got no European football to focus on. Could be a good thing for us in this first season for us with all these new players. Well, the new style attack that we're playing with some new players. Okay, we'll simulate it. See what happens. All right, then, second season. We're back to Champions League football, and we've matched it.
You've equalled it, yeah.
We've matched it.
Well done. You're not close enough, though, but 30 points off
30 points off Bayern Munich, yeah. They've come back for a bang, haven't they?
That's 10 games, really.
Yeah, I mean, 93 points in a 34-game season.
Lost one game and drew 3.
That's insane. And one of those was us.
Yeah.
That's a great season for us. Dortmund down in 8th.
Ooh,
we've knocked them down.
Yeah.
Cologne were relegated. Yeah. Things we weren't expected to see in today. I've been saying how good they are, and they go and get themselves relegated. Even Heidenheim stayed up, which is a miracle. Goals-wise, Dachshund Fofana got the most goals. We've got to put up with Benjamin Sesko knocking around now in this league, obviously from the second season. Salzburg sold him to Leipzig, which will join at the end of this season, so here he is. Muani is now man of the match. Oh, sorry, not man of the match. He's got the second highest average rate and most assists, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
He went from being the top goal scorer to the top assister of the league by a mile.
I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's probably still got quite a lot of goals in him as well. We'll take a look at that. We get the most yellow cards quite often from our fullbacks, but they've got nobody in front, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're having to commit those fouls. Okay, other competitions then. We have the DFB Pokal. It's no secret. It's my favourite trophy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. I would do naughty things to that trophy. Let's take a look. Have we won it? No. Quarter-final exit by Borussia Mönchengladbach. Okay, we'll get one eventually, I'm sure. Right, let's take a look at the goals. We have 31 goals from Dachshund Fofana in 30 games.
Take that any day.
Absolutely. Now, Moussa Dembele also got 18. Muani got 12 with 18 assists. That's what we wanted to see. We wanted all 3 of them to be on double figures. We've got that today. We've also got Ali Akman, who's come back on loan. He's a good backup striker. He got himself 2 off the bench. We're not going to play him that much, especially if these 3 are all fit. We know that they're going to be starting.
Yeah.
Okay, so transfer-wise, how much money have we got next season? That's better. £60 million with a good amount of wage to sort of mix around with into the Champions League. Okay.
Take that.
Absolutely. We'll go to season number 3. Okay, season number 3. I think we have been really smart with our signings here. So Paul Warner from Bayern Munich on a free transfer. He's a wonder kid on this game.
18, yeah.
And they were not renewing his contract for whatever reason, only 18, and he's been starting for us. That's how good he is. That's how high I rate him. I think he is probably going to be our number 1 in that centre attacking midfield role. And with his potential and how good I know he can get on this game, I think we've got to play him.
If you look at his position things there, that's a good squad player as well.
Yeah, I mean, the only position... I mean, if we went... Paul, can you play centre-back? You'd probably go on then.
Yeah.
I've played everywhere else in my career. He's 6'1". He's tall enough to play centre-back.
Tall enough to go goal as well, eh?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. All right, so Paul has joined the club. That's a great signing for us on a free transfer. Our big summer signing was for Davide Fratesi from Sassuolo. Easy for you to say. It's centre midfield. Really good Italian. It looks like De Rossi. It's basically the new De Rossi.
Yeah.
Maybe just not as good, but he's fantastic on the ball because he can dribble, finish, first touch, good passer.
Does look good.
Those mentals are really good, and physically he has got the natural fitness, the strength, and he's not exactly slow either.
No.
There's not really a weakness with this player, and that's what I like about him. For a centre midfielder anyway. I like his player traits. If we want him to play further back, he can. He can even play further forward. So I think this is the reason why I splashed a lot of money on Davide Fratesi. He's played a lot of games in recent years as well. I think it's going to be worth it bringing him into the club. A few more cheaper signings. Let's take a look at them. Daniel Ruiz from Colombia. This is another youngster that we can be be looking at in that centre attacking midfield role to just try and bed in. I mean, I say Youngsy's 23. It's just a bargain deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just smart money, really, because Germany doesn't have any stupid league restrictions like the Serie A does, whereas we can just sign everybody and we don't have to worry about non-EU or whether work permits like the UK. £1.2 million. It's hard to say no to that, isn't it? Because that's, when you get a £60 million budget, 1.2 is absolute peanuts. Romario Barro from Porto, I don't think he's going to play a lot. Again, it's just more of like a strength and depth because of the Champions League. However, I do see a potential right back in him.
Right.
Because if you look at right back as a role, he kind of has all the attributes for it. So I've started training him at right back. And I don't know whether he will start right back for me, especially this season. But that might be a thing that we train him into it, and it could be he just becomes a good right back, and we actually start using him. But we'll see about that anyway. The last signing that we made there, Facundo Vitagliano, it's a regen. He's 18. He's back on loan at the club we bought him for. 6'6". He's a monster Argentinian. He's just not exactly the quickest, but he's got good off the ball and teamwork and things like that. So for the money that we spent, of £5 billion, I think it's worth it. It's just something for the future. We've got 3 strikers that we need to fill roles for, and I don't think if we keep playing the 3 that we already have, the other 3 are not going to be happy eventually, so we might have to replace them. So tactically, there's no point in changing things. However, I don't think I've actually... So even though I've got these 2 positions in, this is what I would like it to be, but I haven't secured it in for this season. Right. If that makes sense. Because if I do go to quick pick, it's not exactly too far off what I want it to be, because Jakic is then there instead, and Lindstrom is up there instead of Paul Wanner. But when I was playing pre-season, my system was always suggesting Paul Wanner. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, I don't really mind who plays that role, really, because Lindstrom didn't exactly do a bad job last year. No. He played really well in that role, and he's still young himself. He's only 24. So I'm not going to trap everybody in. I looked at Kevin Trapp then. I said trap. I'm not going to Kevin Trapp everybody into their positions. I'm just going to let the assistant manager pick. But that's what I've been using in this first lot of the season. Speaking of which, we've done very well. We've only lost again to the champions. It seems like we have to play the champions at the start of the season. And we will lose against them at the start of the season. That's still a good start, though, isn't it? Absolutely. Magdeburg, another good old German team who did really well in the 60s and 70s. I can't remember when it was, but I think they were like one of the best teams in East Germany. I might be wrong, correct me or just let me know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they had good success in the 60s or 70s. Hertha Berlin, 2-1 victory against them. That's good. Leipzig was a bad loss, 2-0, but it was away from home. But Wolfsburg, who we know have been quite good because they finished second in that first season, we beat them 3-1. 2 fairly late-ish goals from Datro Fofana. I'm just looking at the picture of the stadium there. Yes. Because we were just commenting on it in the beginning. What a nice stadium it looked as well. Yeah. I'm surprised, really, when you look at the kits. Yeah, that it's blues. A lot of that stadium's blue. Yeah, yeah. Where's that come from? Yeah. But do you know it says their highest attendance here is 51,500 with their. Yes. Do you know what their average crowd has been since 2013? Probably 50,000. No, 47,500. Yeah. So that's pretty good, isn't it? I was going to say, they're nearly filling that stadium every week. I've watched a fair amount of them in the Bundesliga, and it's very rare that you see an empty seat. So. It is good, yeah. So, but I'm surprised when it's not a blue. I wonder where that's come from. Yeah. Because it's not so that they had a blue in their kit, going back in the day, neither. No, they didn't. The red, white, and black is what their kit started off with. Always been. They started off as there was 2 teams in Frankfurt. They emerged as one team, and they come up with the colour kits because both teams add white and red, or something black in it as well. Yeah. So they just emerged the 2 colours, and that's where the colour of the kit comes from. I do actually think that they've changed their kit from last season, because last season, I'm sure of it, they had a black with red stripe as their home kit. I must admit, when I seen that kit, I thought there was black and red stripe. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know why they've changed to a white kit this season. I'm not too sure. I love their third kit. Yeah, the third kit's beautiful. Every single season. Red's my favourite colour anyway. So every single season they have a kit that I'm like, I need to get that kit. And I never do. I never end up getting one. And maybe this season is the season that I end up getting one. But yeah, I mean, fantastic stadium. I love the look of it. The atmosphere in it's absolutely incredible. We always know the German Bundesliga atmosphere is always good. Even down the lower leagues is good. Because they build their stadiums without the running tracks and stuff. That's why Hertha Berlin doesn't have a good atmosphere, because they also can't fill that stadium. No. They want to go back to their old stadium, because it's a terrible atmosphere. It's not great. It's got running track and everything. This, it's so intimidating.
Yeah,
it's steep, banked tiers. It's
Can't
great.
beat it, can you?
No, absolutely. And you've got the designated people who start the songs and bang the drums and everything. It's fantastic.
I don't know why they don't do that in England, you know?
No. One day we'll go over there and we'll soak in some atmosphere in the Bundesliga.
I'd love to go over there and watch a game.
It's definitely a bucket list for me.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll simulate this season and see how we get on. Alright then, third season. We're still in the Champions League.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'll accept it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Definitely.
Especially when you look at the teams above you.
Yeah, and we had Champions League football as well last season. We didn't take a look at the teams that we played, but we'll have a look in a second.
I mean, that's the 3 most dangerous teams in the league.
Yeah, that's who we'd
Above you,
expect
so-
to be ahead of us, isn't it? I mean, Borussia Dortmund coming back when obviously they were down in 8th place. They did what we did last season, but now they've got, as
When
we
you look
can
at the
see,
points
Makoko there.
Points difference as well. We were a lot closer to second this time as well, so that's good.
They've developed 20-year-old Yusufa Makoko to be an absolute monster in this game. He's phenomenal now already, and he has scored 33 goals. I am surprised not to see any of our players there, especially when the lowest is 17.
That's bad news, really.
Fofana and Muani have dropped off. We'll
Yeah.
take a look at that in a second. Pellegrini is the only one in there with the most yellow cards again. He's fantastic at getting those yellow cards. But the main thing is that we managed to qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah.
How did we do in that competition? Let's take a look. Quarter-final by my other favourite team,
That's good.
Manchester United.
Good. Quarter-final. Take that, wouldn't you? Anything, really.
Absolutely.
Good
That's
Champions League
good.
run.
Bielefeld knocking us out in the second round of the DFB Pokal, but still. So, quarter-final, we got trounced again. 8-2 on aggregate, so they beat
When we
us
do lose, we
7-0.
lose, don't we?
Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but we went through the round of 16 and we knocked out Young Boys, which means we topped our group. Well, we got into the top 8.
Yeah.
Or is it still groups? I can't remember what phase it. No, it's a league phase. So we were in the top. Oh, he scraped in the top 8. 16
that was
points. We won 5 games. We beat
Barcelona.
and Man City. We beat Man City 3-0. Look at that.
I'm going to say it, mate. I will say it. You got to win your own games, and that's what happens, isn't it?
I'm just going to take a sip of my drink because we beat Man City 3-0.
Beating Barcelona as well. That's a good result.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We drew 1 game against Ajax away from home. Always going to be tricky. We lost to PSG and Milan away from home. Which, again, 2 results that you know would be really difficult to face. Okay, really good. Happy with that. Let's take a look then at the players and see how many goals we have. Oh, we have a player missing here, Dad. Dacho Fofana, which means that somebody has bought him, and it was Real Madrid. £44 million in the January window. Which, of course, we can't do nothing about because we simulate from the start of the season all the way through to the end.
I think for 44 million, you'd have took it anyway, wouldn't you?
I don't know. He was scoring
With the amount of strikers you got?
I mean, look how good he is. He's got 19 pace. He's only 22. And at that point, he had 13 goals in 16 appearances just in the league.
Killed us, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's probably the difference of us finishing second, really, I reckon.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
we were, was it 3 or 4 points behind second?
Yeah. If you take a look, in January, look how many games we lost.
Yeah.
We lost 3 there, 2 there,
Especially when you look
there.
at the two first games.
Because he scored a hat-trick in his final game for us.
And then the next 2 games, look at the teams you lost to.
Exactly. Berlin,
should be beating them.
Hoffenheim. No. We started to pick things up again. I guess somebody else was obviously taking the reins. Probably Moussa Dembele was scoring quite a lot of goals, and Muani's chipping in with a couple of braces there. But that definitely did not help us, did it, at all? Losing our best striker, because the first half of the season, his name is dotted around everywhere, scoring 2, scoring 3. And in that final month that he was with us, he pretty much scored in every game bar 1 or 2. So he's scoring so many goals. Real Madrid come in for him. 44 million takes him away from us with a release clause, by the way. I didn't obviously it's not a board accepting it, it's a release clause that's in his contract. Transfer wise, we've got £84 million now, because that's 44 million from Dacho Fofana, plus they've given us 40 million. We are losing some players, including the one we bought in the first season. He's gone already because we didn't play him that much. And 3 backup strikers all leaving. They're going to need replacing, because that means we've lost 4 strikers in the span of 6 months.
Yeah.
Bit of a rebuild inside a rebuild.
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't had a chance to look at your defence either, really, have
We
you?
haven't,
So-
no. We haven't even bought a defender or anything. It's got to be all for the attack, I guess, as our first priority. So we'll go forward into the 4th season, see who we bring in. Okay, well, we haven't actually bought a striker. Well, let's take a look. We looked elsewhere. So our last signing, was another centre-back / left-back. This guy's going to be a bit more of a backup. Friedel, he's Austrian from Werder Bremen, so another team in our league. Actually, they dropped down a league. They might have come back up this season. £3.7 million, but he is quite good. He'd be a good squad player, which we like. Now, these three, I'm improving the goalkeeper with Karnaseki. That's a fantastic goalkeeper. One of the best young goalkeepers on the game. He's 6'3", he's only 25. He has some fantastic attributes in goal as well. So, and his concentration, he's just one of the best.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, I think he actually is one of the best goalkeepers in the world at this point on this save. And we didn't even spend that much on him. £23 million.
It's good.
Really good. He kept 8 clean sheets last season in Italy for Atalanta. So, the other two that we signed. First up, Morten Frendrup. We've gone quite heavy into the Serie A because the other two players were both from Serie A as well. Morten Frendrup, Danish. We have a centre midfielder here who I think can play really well as that ball-winning midfielder. We've got Jibril Sal, who is about 30 or 31 now. He's basically replaced him.
Yeah.
Because his physicals are really good. He gets around the pitch quite a lot, wins the ball back and plays it off to somebody else. Kind of the destroyer of our team. £11 million for him. He got 12 assists last season as well.
Yeah.
For Genoa, who in the Serie A getting 12 assists for Genoa, that's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because Genoa's not like a top half team.
No.
They've just been promoted because they were in the
probably
Serie
only
B.
scored 13 goals.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's really high amount. I mean, whether he's taking corners, he can't have been taking corners with only 8 corners.
No, he wouldn't have thought so.
He must have just been really good at assisting. So hopefully he can do it for us too. But the last one, Jakub Kiwa. He's Polish. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but he is a centre-back, and I think he is one of the best centre-backs that we could potentially get hold of. Again, he's young. He's 25. Remember, Patreon members, you get the save game file at the end of the save, on the end of this video. If you head to patreon.com/MegaLukeGaming, the £5 tier, all of the save game files that we do, if you go through the posts, you will find them, including the one that Dad did. Which, by the way, we didn't mention in the video because we didn't see it till after. They had a takeover. That's the reason why there was £320 million to spend. It wasn't Daniel Levy just all of a sudden going, "You've done amazing for us. Here's loads of money." No, they had a board takeover, a tycoon takeover as well. So that's just going to be endless amounts of money coming your way.
If you did take it over, send a message to me. Let me know you got on. See if you've done better than me. Which not many people will do.
He's on YouTube. Yeah, you did very well. Don't spoil it. £49 million is what we spent on him. It's a lot of money, but I think it could be worth it because he goes straight into our first team.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned, when we lose badly.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
So he now goes into the side, and this season I
was
am
going to say,
securing
that's that young boy, isn't it?
Because last season he did not play there. And to prove that I did play him a lot, 10 games, 17 off the bench as well, so 27 in total. We didn't start him at that right back position.
No.
So now I actually want to start him at that right back position because I think he's better. I think he's better there. Remember, the reason why he was playing centre mid was probably because we didn't have Frendrup there.
Yeah.
Now we have Frendrup, who is that destroyer type of player. This guy can slot in at right back, and I think he is better at right back than what he would be for us, sat on the bench for us, waiting for a centre midfield option to come up. So tactically then, we stick with exactly what we have the last 2 seasons because I think it's been really good for us. If we go to quick pick, we are quite light up top. We have 3 strikers, but we are training Ruiz to be a complete forward on support. He is mainly a centre attacking midfielder, but I've started training him as that because even though he is a centre attacking midfielder, playing up front as a support role, he drops back in with 15 passing, 15 vision. He moves into channels. He's going to be somebody who's just going to sit on the edge of the area, drops off into space, picks the ball up and lays one off for somebody. That's my hope anyway, because he's quite good at that as it is. And he started the season with an assist and a man of the match already, doing exactly that role. And he's played bit parts like throughout each season, 19 games. Well, that was not for us. It was 19 games, but 14 starts and 5 off the bench. So he didn't play a lot of games last season, but he played his part.
Yeah.
Now he's his chance for us this season because we didn't buy another striker. So this is what our team would look like, but with Barrel here instead of Tuta, and that's pretty much what I'm looking for, to be honest. So schedule-wise then, how have we done so far? Well, 1860 Munich, we beat them 3-0 in the Cup. We then beat Augsburg in the Cup. This was a bad result, Freiburg.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Again, they're quite a good side, and they tend to buy quite well. They've got Daniel Malin, who scored a brace against us, and Bayer Leverkusen, 0-0. I'm actually disappointed with that one because they've been really terrible.
Yeah.
So not a good start in the Bundesliga. Our Champions League games then, let's take a look at that. If we filter out the League and Cup, we can just see our Champions League games. I think this is probably one of the easiest Champions League we're going to get for a team like Frankfurt, who probably aren't seeded as high, because there are a lot of teams here I think we should be beaten.
Should be beaten, yeah.
And the big teams, I think the only one who I think is out of our reach of beating is PSG. The other two in Juve, Arsenal, and potentially Benfica in that consideration, I would like to think we could give them a good game.
Yeah.
I think PSG is probably the team that we go, that's an easy one, like, you know, lose. Well, a win-win for us. Like, if we lose, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Any point you take it.
Yeah. But
I would say Juventus. Yeah, I would say you're right there. The way Arsenal are playing at the moment, I don't know about that one, mate.
Yeah, but this is Football Manager. It might be different in 3 years into the future.
Yeah.
They still got Arteta there. They still got some good players, yes. It's just whether they're playing like they are in real life right now. But yeah, we'll see how we do. Let's simulate this football.
Before we go anywhere, I've got a little interesting fact for you.
All right.
2010-2011 season.
Yeah.
They got relegated.
They did, yeah. It was a sad time. I cried my eyes out.
But can you remember what an interesting fact was about that season?
Did they also reach the cup final?
No. They had their record amount of points for the first part of the season.
And they still got relegated?
Yeah. So what a start of the season, and they had their Christmas break and they had too much turkey.
Yeah. Imagine all the fans going, oh, come on, we push for Europe this year. We push for Europe.
And they got relegated then.
They ended up getting relegated. That's terrible. I think they bounced back up though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did, yeah.
You can actually see it here. I think they bounced right back up into so they got relegated, finishing 17th in 2010-11, finished second in the Bundesliga 2 in the next season, come back up. And ever since they've done quite well. They went from second in the second division to 6th.
Yeah.
And they've dotted around. That was the lowest point there, 16th place. Then they won the cup around one of these 2 seasons because I started doing content for FM19, so they won it in this one. Then I started the save there, so 18-19 because it was FM19, 7th place, and they've done quite well ever since. And obviously they actually had a 3rd place finish. Obviously that was with us.
Yeah.
But they've been doing average, but they had a 5th place finish a couple of seasons ago, which allowed them to get into Europa League. But they were Champions League bound the whole season, and they threw it away at the end. It was very sad. So we'll simulate this 4th season, see if we can stay in the Champions League. That's our main aim. 4th season, that's exactly what we've done, and we've still only matched what we have been able to do in the past.
Not very close, though, was it?
It wasn't close, but I'm not really looking
better.
too
We've
much
done better.
At that. 64 points. Muani with 11 assists. Karnaseki with the 2nd highest clean sheets. It's a good decision to bring him in. And Pellegrini's not even getting the most yellow cards. He's fuming with that. Even Frendrup's come in and been like, I've got more than you. That's not bad then. What about other competitions? I would love a DFB Pokal. I would love it. Oh, get in. Yes. I'm so pleased with that. I'm happy just to end it right now. DFB Pokal winners beaten Bayer Leverkusen in the final as well. That's fantastic.
To beat the big boys then.
I'm seeing that right now because the semi-final included none of them. They must have gone out in the quarters. We beat Leipzig. Bayern Munich was out before the quarterfinals. This is ridiculous. Borussia Dortmund lost to Wolfsburg there in the 3rd round, and Leipzig knocked out Bayern.
Oh, that's what you want. There's a 2 big teams to get together, don't it?
Yeah, and we've gone through and won 2-1 in the final. Bayer Leverkusen met us there. Patrick Schick scored, but we had Dembele and Lindstrom who got a goal either side of it. Oh no, we went 2-0 up and they made it 2-1, but we still went through and won. That's a fantastic result. I'm so pleased with that.
Go back to the Champions League. I think we've done well in the Champions League.
Champions League? No, we didn't. We got knocked out in the league phase, Dad. So your eyes deceived you there. We finished in 26th.
That's bad, isn't it?
We won 2. Copenhagen and Young Boys. We drew 2 against Rangers and Valencia at home. That is tough.
So what was the result against
4 losses.
Arsenal?
2-1. 2-1 to Juve, 5-1 to Benfica, and 2-0 to PSG. I feel like we need to replace Fofana. If you take a look at our goals, 19 and 13. Even Muani's not scoring that much, but he is playing more of a support role.
Yeah.
Maybe he is the guy that we put in that centre. Because I don't think Moussa Dembele, 19...
Not good enough.
No. Good to see Romario Barro getting a good average rating, playing at right back all season.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. He is now a natural in that right back role. Got to be happy with that. How much money do we have, though, to spend? 78 million.
That's good.
Very good indeed. 3 seasons in the Champions League, plus good finishes in the Bundesliga. you're going to get some good money. Right, let's see who we bring in. Well, I said I wanted the striker, so I went and stole Leipzig's.
Fair enough.
Benjamin Sesko. Everybody loves him. 23 years of age, 6'4". He's a monster. He's a beast. He has come and joined
29 international goals and 46 caps. That's good as well.
He's got 7 for us in 3 games. Ooh. Really good for us. He didn't play a lot last season, which is the reason why he wanted to leave. He only played 11 games, and it was 10 appearances from the bench. You do not bench Benjamin Sesko when he is that good.
No.
Especially when the season before he got 14 goals for you. The first season he got 24 and 28. What were you thinking, Leipzig? You deserve to lose him. Although they did double their money with him. But well, I'm happy to pay £45 million just for bringing him in. But he's not the only signing we made. The other day when you did your Spurs rebuild and you signed
my man, Mr. Timber?
You signed his brother.
Oh, it was his brother, was it?
Yeah. Somebody put in the comments, oh, he actually has a brother. Oh, it might have been the live chat. Yeah. He actually has a brother who's quite good as well. Quentin.
Oh, right.
I was thinking, oh, does he really? I've already signed him. I had already signed him at this point from Feyenoord to play. And he plays in the same positions other than his natural as a midfielder.
He does half as good as what my Timber done, then we'll be all right.
Quentin Timber is going to be looking like he is going to play in that centre midfield role for us, or centre back, just filling in for us, because he is a squad player, really. He's fantastic for it. £20 million. He's played 3 games so far, 2 appearances.
Average rating 8 as well. It's good.
Really good. Got an assist, 2 starts, one from the bench. 14 assists last season. We just keep picking people who, if we did this like Moneyball, which is where you do no attributes, we're picking some unbelievable players here who are doing really well. So tactically then, let's take a look. How are we shaping up this season? Exactly the same, not securing anybody in it.
No.
Because Romario Barrow will probably play right back now because he's natural there.
Yeah.
Timber comes in and he's another option there. So now we don't need to secure somebody so that if they're injured, they can be replaced. And I think that's the best way that we've gone about it. So if we did best 11, Timber is actually right back, but we know Romario Barrow can just fit right in there. We've still got Ruiz, but we've changed the role at the front here, so it's no longer 2 support roles, it's 2 attack roles. I want the more goals again.
Yeah.
Dembele was still scoring goals, he just wasn't scoring as much as what Muani was or Datro Fofana. Sesko can hopefully do that for us, but we still want Dembele on the attack duty and let Ruiz be a secondary support, really. For Wana. So Frendrup and Fratesi, what a midfield that is. Ideally, I'd have them the other way round, but it's still exactly the same. They're playing in midfield, they're both going to do a job. Our centre-backs, really happy with that. And of course, big man Karnaseki, who is unbelievable on this game, comes in. I really like this side.
Yeah.
I think, like, out of all the teams that I have built in FM23 so far, it's one of my favourites, this one.
A good chance to come in second.
Yeah, well, we'll see. So, schedule-wise then, how have we done so far? Ooh. It is very good. We placed Bayern Munich in the cup, in the Super Cup. We beat them we beat them on penalties after a 1-1. When Moussa Dembele scored in the 90th minute to equalise. That was a good one. I was off my seat cheering for that one. DFB Pokal, he smashed someone 10-0. It was Benjamin Sesko's first game for us, and he scored 7 goals. Welcome to the club, Benjamin.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
He was like, do the goal bonuses count in the cup, or...
I'll tell you what, look how many goals he actually scored in the next couple of games as well.
I know. He got 4 against Wolfsburg there. He got 2 against Werder Bremen, and he got 1 against Hoffenheim, all in wins. He's transforming this club.
He ain't going to score the Champions League, I tell you now, mate.
Well, we've got Tottenham, so he's definitely going to get 1 hat-trick, that's for sure. Let's take a look.
If it's my Tottenham, the Timbers will be playing against each other.
It would be, but it's not your Tottenham. No. Let's take a look then at the Champions League games. We've got Galatasaray. Salzburg, so
welcome
Benjamin
to
Sesko's
hell.
Going to his old club. Juve again. We seem to always play Juve, PSG. Rennes. We all hate Rennes because of certain youth to goal saves that I've done in the past. Lille, Atletico Madrid.
Some hard games there, mate.
Some difficult games.
Yeah, you're going to struggle, I think.
The ones I think we'll struggle in the most, though, are home games. So I think we might be all right. The Atletico Madrid one, again, we're playing PSG away. We've got to make sure we get the job done before we get to that PSG game. But, you know, I'm seeing 9 points there from our first 3. Easy. Okay, let's simulate this.
Because we were just talking about Tottenham.
Right,
not because it's a Tottenham. I'm talking about English.
Okay.
You know, I always try and find an English connection, don't I?
Yeah.
I found one. It wasn't where I thought I was going to find it.
An English YouTuber loves them?
Yeah. It wasn't to do with the kit, which I've obviously spoke about. It wasn't to do with the manager, which I've always talked about. It's a friendship.
Okay.
They've had a 30-year friendship with Oldham.
Yeah.
Back in 30 years ago, they went to both fans went to an international tournament, and they got on so well So they've now had a 30-year friendship, and what they try and do is they go to each other's ground once a season.
That's quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like to hear that, really.
I bet Oldham fans love that because they get to go watch some good football.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And the Frankfurt fans going, oh, fuck, this is
I bet
dross.
they try to, can you bring your drummer in? You're singing all that over.
Yeah.
So one
Can
game,
you loan
Oldham
us some
fans
players as well? Because these are shit.
You imagine turning up to the Oldham ground when the Germans are all there and you're thinking, oh, the atmosphere is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next game and they're not there and you think, what happened there?
Also, like, Oldham's got worse and worse throughout the years. So it's like Frankfurt keep going and goes, the standard of football is just getting terrible in England. Like, who are they playing against now? It's some conference team.
Yeah, Torquay.
Yeah. So, unfortunately for Frankfurt fans, they have to go to some absolute dire games. But the Oldham fans are loving it because they're going to the best atmosphere.
Yeah, you would love to go there, wouldn't you?
In Europe.
We would love to go there, wouldn't we?
Yeah, and seeing some fantastic games. But that's a nice little link.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
The Owls and the Eagles.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's quite nice. Right, okay. What's weird about that? It's Oldham, who have an owl, as obviously is quite a prominent figure in their logo.
Yeah.
Owl's a prominent figure in my logo.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
With Frankfurt.
Yeah, you like your owls, don't you?
Yeah, so that's quite funny.
And Frankfurt actually got a real eagle that comes to the ground, didn't
That's
they?
right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a name as well, but I can't remember what it is.
Do you know, I read it and I thought, I'll write that down, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't think what it was now.
I can't think what he's called.
No.
But never mind. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. Okay, then. We'll simulate the season and see how we get on. Okay, fifth and final season.
Gets in!
Yes!
By a point.
Awful points tally to win the league, but we'll take it. And it's down the
right.
last day of the season. Oh, that's unbelievable. Right, let's take a look at that then. Oh, we won all our last 5 games. Bayern Munich drew their last game.
They lost 2 and drew 1 out of the last 5.
Oh, they lost to Leipzig.
Chucked the league away.
Lost to Bayern, lost to Bayer Leverkusen, and drew to Werder Bremen.
To lose the league.
Wow. And
Get in.
Werder Bremen were down in 13th as well.
Take
so they had
that
nothing
any
to
day of the
play
week.
for. We won all 5 last games. Some big games as well. We beat Leipzig second to last game. Huge. What a win that is. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. This team is unbelievable. Benjamin Sesko got 36 goals. Bayern Munich have Julian Alvarez as well, so they've been buying some good players. Benjamin Sesko also had the highest average rating. Muani's up there as well. He had the second most assists. Paul Wanner had 11 assists there. So Paul Wanner left Bayern Munich and ended up still winning the league.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Muani also had the highest man of the matches alongside Jamal Musiala. Lovely stuff. Competitions then. How have we done in the Cups? Did we retain the DFB Pokal as well? No, they knocked us out of that in the second round. And we were knocked out as well by Atletico Madrid in the knockout playoff, despite playing them in the league phase.
Yeah, that's a bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, which I don't really agree with too
No.
much. And also you can what I don't
7-5,
like.
that was 2 good games, wasn't it?
Yeah, which is very unlike Atletico Madrid. I
Yeah,
very much
definitely,
doubt Simeone still in charge. We wouldn't see that. What I don't like about the new league phase, whether it will change when it actually happens and it's just not been implemented in Football Manager, but in this knockout playoff round, you can play the same country.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
No.
Because in the Champions League, you don't play against the same country until the quarters, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
You avoid everybody,
Yeah.
and it makes it more fun, doesn't it?
I'm going to point it out because someone will probably put it in the comments. Look, Spurs got knocked out by
Napoli.
penalties.
Yeah, Napoli on penalties.
They are doing well at the moment.
They're doing hell of a well. They've got some quality players. Okay, so we finished in 16th place there. Tottenham finished 2 above us. Did we beat Tottenham? No. Okay, so we beat Lille, Rennes, Salzburg, and Galatasaray, and we lost to Tottenham because we drew 0 games. We lost to them 2-1 away from home. It was a tight game.
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid, we lost 1-0. They're all tight games, to be fair, because all 4
who's
of them
in charge of Atletico Madrid? Have a look and see who's there.
Let's see. It is still Simeone, which does surprise me because he doesn't usually, even on Football Manager, have high-scoring games.
No.
But a 3-1 and a 4-4 there, it's not fair play. But there we go. Well, that's not bad. Not bad at all.
A successful season, mate.
Very good.
I'm going to take my hat off to you. You've done well. You won the league and you won the cup.
Yeah, the cup that I wanted to win. Happy with that.
The team that you had that you started off with, I didn't think you were going to do it.
No, absolutely. Benjamin Sesko got 52 goals. Muani got 20, so he's back getting 20 or above. I think if you're going to take over this save and the rebuild, this position of Daniel Ruiz, you might want to look at trying to replace. I mean, he is 25, so he's got a good long stead ahead of in his career. But I don't think he is good enough if you want to win that Champions League. That might be a position that could be potentially changing. Let's take a look then at the assists. 16 from Muani, Wana with 12, Daniel Reeves with 10, and the transfer money, if you were to take it on the Patreon save, 69 million pound. Really good.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic stuff. Thank you very much for watching. My last question to you Frankfurt fans, if you are here. Hello, my friends.
Yeah.
Also, what's the food like at that stadium? What is it like at that glorious stadium? What are you chomping down on?
Got to be the big sausages, isn't it?
Yeah,
big Frankfurt sausages.
Yeah. And Frankfurters absolutely love it. Right, thank you very much. We'll see you next Monday. And remember, keep all the suggestions. Oh, yeah, what's the challenge?
I'm going to say top 3 again.
Okay.
Stay in the top 3. You got third, then you won the league, didn't you?
Yes.
So you got to stay in the top 3. See what you can do there in the European Champions, in the Champions League. See if you can do a lot better than what we did.
Yeah, because quarterfinals are the furthest we got.
Yeah.
So if you can get to a semi-final, you know.
Yeah. All right. That's your challenge.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to win it with the team that's in it, but see if you can better than what we done.
We couldn't even get a semi.
No.
So
story of my life.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Keep all your suggestions down in the comments section so that we can see. And if you want to ask Dad a question, that's the best place to do it because he'll be down there lurking in the comments as well. And we'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.